All right, everybody, we're on campus here at Appalachian with a couple of happy folks right here. Coach, you guys took on Locust Fort last week, a team you hadn't beaten 35 years, and come out with a 42-39 victory. I know you and I talked off the camera earlier about how that happened and the first half performances you were able to overcome eventually, but take us back to last Friday night and how that transpired.
Yeah, we went in, and we have a bad habit of just trying to dip our toe in the water and see how it feels to just jumping in. We did that. Locust Fork's really good ball team. Coach Adams does a great job with those guys. Nick Horn got us several yards there in the first half. Had a few just misreads, just things out of character for us. We ended up down 26-10 at the half. We went in, made some adjustments, gave up another touchdown. At one point in time, got down 17. Thought, we had momentum going pretty good. We'd scored, and Bentley Gunner jumped up and slapped the pass away. And the problem is he slapped it right over to the next guy who took it to the house. And like I said, fought around, came back, and got it. Took the lead, scored a touchdown, took the lead 42-39 with about a minute left, and our defense stood up and closed it out for us, and we got the win.
Coach, I know you're old school. You're not a guy who likes shootouts, but anytime you can take a victory over a team like that, it's been multiple decades since you guys beat them. Talk about that a little bit and how, when you needed your defense, they come through and closed it out. Oh, yeah,
the defense played well for us. Just some of the athletes that Locust Fort has, you don't stop them. Like I said, Nick Horn is really good. He's fast, got a good arm, elusive, runs hard. So you really don't. You just hope to contain them a little bit. And then, like I said, our defense did that. But winning a county game that has been that long since, it's a great feeling. Does a lot of good things for the program. Guys start getting a lot of confidence, and we just got to make sure that confidence don't become conceit and heads blow up.
Coach, speaking of guys, you got two of them. Who you got with you today?
To my immediate right is he's sophomore Colton Caldwell. He's our quarterback. To his right is Caleb Kahn. He's one of our senior wideouts, defensive backs, and both these guys had big games the other night. Colton passed for about 270 yards, and Caleb, I think it was 90-some-odd yards receiving. And just big part of what we did offensively. Really got it going in the second half.
Colton, talk about your performance the other night. Coach said when you decided to throw it to the same jersey, you were unstoppable there. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, it was really good, but I can't give enough credit to my offensive line.
There you go.
And I'm just sitting back there, and you gotta put it where they can catch it. So it's not all on me; it's my offensive line and my receivers, big part.
No doubt.
And when it came in the second half, I knew it had to be done then and there.
Did you see something, or did y'all talk about something at halftime that kind of got you into a rhythm that second half?
No, sir. I saw they went. We talked halftime and stuff like that. But when they said that they went cover zero, it was game on for me.
Gotcha.
Love throwing the ball down the field.
That's it. Well, when you go play action off a 230-pound back, it helps too.
Oh yeah, Braden.
Coach said you got ran down by a 300-pound lineman. Now is that true, or is that fake news?
That's fake. It was a DB. He chased me down. On film, it looked like I was running in slow motion, but I was running as fast as possible.
I got you. Sometimes it ends up like that. You think you're going you think you're Carl Lewis or something, and then the next thing you know, you get run down. I remember having that happen to me in school, so I understand where you're coming from. What were you able to see and take advantage of? And you ended up with 80-something yards against them, so obviously you had a successful night as well.
So when I was running that corner route, when we had that play call, I looked at the DB and then I looked at Caldwell and I was like, the DB's kind of slow, he can't really guard anybody. So I faked it to the inside and then I went back to the outside and then he just placed the ball perfectly. And I stumbled a little bit, but I caught myself.
Now, when you guys look up, you two guys specifically look up, and y'all see zero coverage out there, and they're trying to load up the box because they don't want to get 7, 8, 9 yards of carry. You got to be licking your chops. Can each one of you guys talk about that?
I felt it in my stomach. I seen cover zero, and I was like, we're going to score a touchdown right here one way or another without running it or passing it, either one.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's my favorite coverage when defense runs that. Turns my bell on. I'm ready to go.
That's right.
Yep. So when they went to cover zero, I think I hit almost every receiver for at least 45 yards. It was just game on to the end.
Coach, talk about that. These guys' mentality. You know, some people shy away from that. They think, well, if I don't get this out, make a mistake. They're the opposite. When they see it, they're ready to attack. They smell blood in the water, so to speak.
Yeah, like I said, Coach Beard, who was on last week,
He's hilarious, by the way.
hey, I've never met anybody. Which I grew up with him, and his older brothers are my age, and so I've known him since the day he was born. He's just got it. He can see things. If I watch film, I'll watch a clip 4 or 5 times and see this guy, and then he can watch a clip one time, see all 11 guys, and tell you exactly what. Just the things he can see is phenomenal, and he goes over and kind of gets with the guys and kind of tells them, hey, if you see this, it's this. It's just the wealth of knowledge he has is remarkable. And so we're able to take that at practice, and we're able to look at things like, what are they going to be? They're going to be 2. How do they cover zeros? Just whatever it is. And we're able to work those scenarios so when these guys do get to that point in time, it's not one of those where one thing changed and then they all lose their minds.
Coach, this week you got Galesville, a team that really started out the season on fire and was winning last week big. Well, not big, but they were winning handily until a couple of their guys went out. But still a very dangerous team. What have you seen from Coach Knapp in Galesville?
Coach Knapp, he always
Besides being the Ric Flair of high school coaches. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. So somehow he always, it's like he can lose a huge lineman and roll in another one. He had a lineman that graduated 2 years ago. I can't remember the kid's name.
I know exactly who you're talking about.
Number 73.
He's a huge dude.
It was like he was there for 12 years. I mean, and he was just a great a kid as you want to stand around and talk to. But let me tell you, on the football field, golly bum, he's one of those that you have nightmares about. And he finally get rid of that big guy, and you turn around, and he's got more big linemen, and they do a good job with those guys. And he's got some really good skill guys. There were some people talked about the competition he was playing. I said, look, I don't care what competition you're playing. When you're putting up, 45, 50 points a game, it don't matter what it is. You're doing some things right, and like I said, and Coach Knapp does. He coaches guys up well, and like I said, he's always got some gritty football players up there.
Their first 11 on each side of the ball can go. It's just they don't have as depth as some of these guys, but now they're a challenge though. You guys, let me talk to you guys. We got a couple more questions, and I'll get out of here because I know you guys still got class and y'all are anxious to get back to that. But just your mindset right now, going in undefeated, beating a team you hadn't beaten 35 years. Talk about your mind moving forward on the season.
Well, it's always like Coach Beard said, we're trying to go 10-0, like you said last week. But we start the year off. He tells us every Monday morning, him and Coach Snell, it's got to be 1-0 this week. We can't. Yep, Lokesport was a great win, but the past is in the past. We'll celebrate it after we beat Galesville. But we got to go 1-0 this week. You get 10-0.
1-0.
I agree with him with that 1-0 statement. That's all they talk about. And Coach Beard mainly tells us, take it week by week, that we have to prepare for every week, just focus on this week. And, one thing about Galesville that could, hurt us if number 9 does play, which I don't think he would, we have to stop him and 13 because they're the 2 best players that they got.
Yep.
That's really all we got to worry about.
Gotcha. Coach, before I get out of here, I always like to ask final thoughts from you. Could be anything program related.
Like I said, it's great to be 3-0. It's been a while since an Appalachian team's been 3-0. Goes all the way back to the Ernie Willingham days. Hoping for 4-0. Like I said, just keep the momentum going with the program. And like these guys said, we push it, take it week to week. The most important thing is the next one. Celebrate the last one, but the most important thing you have is the next one. And every Monday's a work day. So we just got to keep that, that blue collar mentality going and get out and get after it. And like I said, our goal is 10-0, which I guess that's every high school team in the state. I mean, you start out hoping for 10-0 and see where the chips fall, and that's what we're shooting for. And So we're just going to do it 1 week at a time, and hopefully at the end, ball will bounce our way, and that's where we'll end up.
Coach, you think Greg Armstrong will talk to you after you beat us?
He actually called me yesterday evening because we do the Blount County Coaches
He
Show.
wrote you off after that one or not?
You deleted my number out
That's
of.
All right, Coach, I appreciate you so much. Thank you, guys.
All right,
Good
thanks.
luck.